Trust in your plans. Trust in your process. Trust in your plans. Trust.
You already know who it is. It's Jorim, and it's the third podcast. And I've got my dear beloved brothers, as always.
Pastor Wandile over here,
Yeah.
and welcome once again, everybody.
Episode 2. To those that watched episode 1, thank you for your support. Keep subscribing if you haven't subscribed. Share, get some clips. Let them know that podcast is doing the thing. So we're back at it again. What are we going to be talking about today?
I think today, one of our topics was broken generation.
So how do you describe a broken generation? Are we a broken generation?
Well, to be honest, I think we're probably the most broken generation.
That's bad. Just start off.
It's very much bad. It's very much bad. When we talk about broken generation, we're talking about everything that's wrong, everything that's not supposed to happen, everything that's is not expected. It's found in our generation.
It's found in our generation.
Yeah, there's so many approvals now from the government for things that you see that this before was never gonna be allowed.
Like there's so much into our social life that it's so manipulative.
It's
now.
manipulated. Yeah, everything is manipulated now. Everybody's faking it. Everybody wants that top life without working for it.
Yeah, and I think also to add, when we say, because they say a generation usually is 30 to 40 years, right?
40 years.
So I'm in this discussion particularly, I'm gonna add millenniums and Generation Z, aka the AMA 2Ks.
I'm at 2K, definitely. I'm at
And
2K.
also the ones that are gonna probably come after the 2K a little bit.
Yeah.
So to justify the discussion to carry weight.
So it starts from the millenniums, Gen Zs, and
I don't know what the Y is. It? I think they call it the Y. Is it the Y? XY? Something like that.
The ones that come after.
Yeah. The ones that
The
come
new
after.
ones.
After the 2Ks.
The worse ones. Okay, that's the wrong way to put it. They're not worse. They're gonna be better.
We don't know. We just hope so. But according to predictions, it's probably going to be the worst. So if we're saying, I think one of the things that we were discussing, like before recording, like yesterday, I think I was saying the reason why things feel so worse is because most of the time, maybe in a family or in a setup, usually the generation before didn't fight to fight a certain thing.
Okay.
It might be, let's say, how can I? Let's say, okay, let's simply wealth.
Yeah.
Your grandfather was bad with managing money.
Finances.
Then your grandfather was bad with managing money. Then your dad did the same thing. Now it's on you. You have 3 generations of things that you have to like unravel.
Yeah.
So by the time it gets to you, the weight of that is
really heavy.
So now you're dealing
with
with years of
you're
bad.
dealing with a curse of 3 to 4 generations back.
Imagine.
And obviously it's going to take longer to handle that type of a problem. And I think also personally, family is probably one of the most important things in life in general, because family has a role to play in every person's life. So if we look at our generation now and how everybody is raised, I was raised by a single mother. You were raised by a single mother. Our fathers weren't really far off, but they weren't there. They weren't present
as much as we would have wanted them to be.
So we weren't getting the influence of a father and the advices of a father, but we would get advices from everyone else. The world would advise us. Friends would advise us. And most of the time when you are advised by friends and not your father or your people that you just stay with around, they might not have the best advice. Because anytime friendship, I'll talk about just basic friendship. Basic friendship is, I like you the way you are, and I don't want you to change.
Because if you do, you're no longer friends.
I want us to have fun all the time. So most of friendships are based on enjoyment, pleasure, just going out and having good times. Similar interests and all that. So with our fathers not being there to advise us, that has broken the generation because the information is not passed on.
True.
how to live as a man, what to do
To,
as a person. You know, look at now. You find people at the age of 25, 30, going to 40, without even acquiring any form of property. Before, at the age of 20, 21, 22, you've
Yeah,
already,
you've heard
your
of-
mind is on.
Yeah, because I mean, we have heard stories of like male figures.
Yeah.
That, like I like probably father figures to us now talking about. Yeah, I got my first property when I was in my early 20s.
In even
Now
19, 20,
you're figuring
yeah.
it how because
Because when you look at things now,
you're like it doesn't
match,
it doesn't
yeah.
match. Yeah.
But that information wasn't passed on, and so it is with every other thing, like how to handle relationships,
And
how to handle matters of life, business, ministry, for example. You know, I and when we were discussing this topic and thinking about it, I was like, you know, there's one thing David didn't do for Solomon. He didn't pray for his weaknesses.
yeah,
He advised
snap
him about
and
everything,
yeah.
which was good, but he didn't tell him that, okay, don't do like me
Like-
in this area.
Like in our family, we have a certain
Yeah,
weakness.
yeah, he didn't.
So you know, it's the same thing that we're talking about. Nobody told you, like, when you saying the passing down of information. Like,
yeah,
our fathers never sat us down and say, "Yo, bro, in our family, hey,
This is
we
a
like
problem."
this. It's our weakness."
yeah.
So you discover later on, oh snap, that
And you know, when information is not passed on, it becomes a secret to you as well.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it becomes harder for you to even pass it on because nobody told you that this is a family weakness or
and
a
you,
family
and you only
problem.
find it at the point of the danger.
Yes.
That, oh snap.
This thing is about to kill me.
And later on you're like, this thing has been happening, bro. Like, alpha. That's the best
It's
part
true.
of it.
It's true. Yeah, so
Discovering at an edge of
when
killing you,
everything is about to just
destroy
go
you.
wrong.
Yeah.
So that's the problem with this generation, and that's why I'm saying, and I know you believe as well, that
Yeah.
we are probably in the most broken generation.
Yeah,
right
like
now.
you already mentioned that. One of the things is having a fatherless generation has now become a broken
Yes,
generation because
yes.
there are no like genuine father figures
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
mentor men, even females. Because some females, you know, they say that a lady when she's looking for a husband, usually she kind of like trying to find someone like a father. So now, what happens when you don't have a father?
when you
figure?
don't have a father to look up to,
To-
so you'll just be finding.
anything that
Yeah,
goes with you.
it's
So
true, it's
That's how
true.
you be like, why this young
Oh,
lady's acting somehow?
You're using that line that they said a woman is attracted to her father.
Yeah, true.
So when she's looking for her husband, she's
Nah.
looking for somebody like her father.
Now, when
So
what happens
imagine
when
there
they?
is no father?
That means they take anything crispy, boys. What?
That's why they go get somebody that's just on another level.
Like, how did A and B
It
match?
doesn't match.
It doesn't match because of that fatherless thing. Because that's one of the things that is causing like like a broken generation. One of the thing was
Yeah.
was what we were speaking yesterday was about the intensity of things. Besides like generation caring for like how they're exposed to
Yeah,
things.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
when we were young, we're like things like pornography. For us to get type of things like that,
Yo,
that was like
Yo,
grasp.
you had to really dig deep.
So us growing between millenniums and Generation Z, we have seen the improvement of technology.
Yeah,
And technology has given us access to information,
to
that
everything.
good or bad information
Yeah.
quickly.
Yeah, yeah.
Things like that you would have to search. Now it's like at the
At the click of a button, you can even.
gone.
It's only now that I'm this old. When I was working at Capability, I realized there's what they call on Google Ignito. That thing you click on
it hides,
to hide what you-
whatever
I
you
didn't
do.
even know that. And I'm to show you that before all these things were just like
Yeah,
know,
yeah, you
and
know.
I'm like I saw all the because I used to work with younger people at the age of maybe 20. Others would be 18,
18, 19.
Yeah, those that just finished university mostly. So they knew all these things, how
The
to
streets,
hide when they're searching their things. When it's time to work, but they want to do other things, they know what to click.
what
and
to say.
I'll be there just working because I don't know what to do.
So that's the thing. You see, now that they have this information, they have because of technology fast. So things that could harm, for like I said that example, for you to get something like that, it had to grasp. But them, it now catches them
It's
fast.
just there with them. Yeah, everything is just exposed.
to them. So that type of intensity of information, good or bad, at their exposure very fast is causing them to have, like, we have this broken generation, because now things that would have harmed them later on in life, or could have not even had the
Yeah, or even
opportunity,
reach them
now has opportunity to get them
even
at
at a young age, from 7 years. My son is only 3 years old,
Yeah.
but he already knows how to operate a phone. He already
Imagine.
knows what to click. Sometimes I'm even afraid. I'm like, hey, this boy better not give me trouble, because I don't know how to search things when they are hidden. If he hides it, I don't know
what's gonna happen. But
You
thank
get
God
what-
today, also just a tip for you guys that have children, you can open an account for your child and give them their phone so you can monitor them.
Okay, okay.
So-
So like you can monitor it from your phone.
Yeah.
While
from your
they are
phone.
using-
So
okay.
as long as you put their age, once as long as
Everything
under
is
18,
got lock
so you
safe.
can assign you, those
Yeah.
are tips, Father. Pay me later and thank me later.
No, please do take that advice, and because that old-fashioned way of taking the phone every
Nah,
day
it
to search it,
doesn't
they
work.
delete things
They
now,
don't.
bro.
It doesn't work. It
They
doesn't
know
work.
exactly what to remove.
You won't know what they're addicted to or what they are watching to later on, because they may be smarter than you at that phone, which is
Yeah.
causing that broken
Yeah.
cycle that, okay, they're being exposed
And
to
they
things.
spend hours on their phone, so they learn more about the phone. You maybe spend like maybe
Because
30
you're busy
minutes.
with life, you're going to work, you're doing that, and
You're
now
trying to build, yeah.
before you know it, yeah,
Everything has gone wrong. Somebody else has taught your kid how to be addicted to
and
something.
then you be like, hey,
Because also, even when we search into the addictions that breaks our
there's
generation
another
now.
break thing that's breaking the
When
generation.
we search the addictions, you find that it's actually somebody else that introduced whatever that child or that man or that person is addicted to. It's a rare case to say somebody just wanted to start something themselves.
It's true.
He must have seen it somewhere. They must have heard of it somewhere. They must have seen it look cool on someone, and they said, "No, I want to do this.
I wanna do the
I'd
same
like
thing."
to do that." When I grew up, they used to advise us on what do you call these wet dreams? That say it's good for a man to have wet dreams, what, and
At that
we had
point
no
in
other
information, yeah.
about it, and we thought it was cool.
Before you know it, it's like, this is
no, this thing is
detrimental.
destroying me, bro. Like at some point, one guy, he was having so many of those wet dreams, it started to decay his body, and
Eesh.
only to find out that it was a spirit thing. It's a spiritual.
It's a spiritual matter.
Yeah, it's what they call now the spirit wife and the spirit husband.
Hmm.
But to us, back then, they just told us, no, it's good. It means you're a man.
You're
now.
growing up. It's your adolescent period. Blah blah blah.
But that thing
Which
killed
connects
so many
me to
people.
another point is that in this generation there's two things that's happening that's interesting, right? In what's causing this broken generation is the despising of spiritual things.
Yes, yes.
Like
yes.
some of them take it lightly.
It's a bit of both, Jerem, because others
That's
take
why I
it
said there's
too
two
serious,
serious,
and the others take it too lightly. And the ones that take it too serious,
And depending on which direction you're going, because you might be going too seriously in the other spiritual things, because there's a lot of
you
in
might
there.
end up becoming religious more than being
Not even maybe more religious. There's now so many spiritual things: the universe, this new age, ancestral
The
worship,
the stars,
what crystals, man. Burning sage.
It's true.
So it's either
It's
you're
true.
in our generation, like what I say, we're going in two extremes. It's either this side or
or
this
that side, and that's breaking our generation. It's really destroying it, that people don't take spiritual things to the extent that it's supposed to be taken.
taken.
Others, when like for example, when somebody enters like the realm of spirituality and finding themselves, because that's what they say, I'm trying to find myself,
I
most of
find
the time.
myself.
But it's actually the wrong example to give, because you're trying to find God. So that's why that I think also that is a problem, because everybody's trying to find themselves, and obviously your mind will lead you in different directions. It will deceive you. You are only limited to what you know.
Exactly.
So if you're trying to find God, then you ask God to direct you to Himself. That's why people end up taking all these religious activities and then start regretting it
Everything.
at the end, because you were
Yeah.
trying to find yourself and you weren't trying to find God.
Because now, obviously, in finding God, that's when you find yourself. That's why we also have a high rate of psychedelics, drugs and everything. Because
Yeah.
everybody's trying to find
Themselves, that peace,
that
that
thingy, that
calmness.
thing. So in that, there's
They've been
many things:
destroyed, bro.
addictions, drugs, and relationships that don't work. Because people are trying to find that thing in this generation that can just fill that God hole.
That gap.
That's
yeah.
only meant for God, and then you end up in something that you're
Using
not supposed to.
everything else.
Everything else,
That's gonna destroy
besides
you at the end.
God. And when you're broken now, you get more broken, and that healing is gonna take God for Him.
Yeah, it only takes God to heal,
Mm-hmm.
because now you can't heal yourself. We've seen this with people that go to rehab.
Yeah.
That's why they relapse, because now that spiritual force to give them grace to be able to stand
Stand
is not there.
in the
They're
kingdom.
using their own power, their own
You
will
will.
to overcome, which will is powerful to help you to overcome. But however, it needs also the spiritual part,
The
which is
spiritual
grace,
part.
that keeps it, that helps you to
True,
be
true,
able to make
true.
the decision for permanent.
And that's why I was saying that you see now, because if you know that, for example, you have an addiction, you have a drug problem, but you are neglect the spiritual side to the thing, then you go to rehab, which is you need rehab.
Yeah, you do.
You do need rehab because it's a physical thing.
Yeah.
Because your body has been intoxicated. Now it lives on that drug. But now there's also a spiritual aspect now. What you're saying that you need to have a spiritual impact. To double force the physical
The
and the spiritual
discipline and spirituality
which
come
of our
together.
generation is taking lightly that there are spiritual things that actually influence things.
Yeah. And I think the devil has done a great job, sir,
Yeah.
in making us believe he doesn't exist.
It doesn't
You
exist.
see, if you talk to anyone in this generation, most of them don't believe that the devil exists. They just believe things happen because circumstance, or
it's still
it's just
to them it's a character.
yes, yes.
It's just
they-
a metaphoric character.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just somebody they use
Yeah,
for
for evil.
But they don't realize that he hides himself in every situation,
many situations.
in every circumstance surrounding our lives and the mistakes we make. He's the one that influences that. Nobody just wakes up and decides, I'm gonna go the wrong direction today.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to do well. Everybody wants to do right. Everybody wants to do good. But something stronger than them
Is
is influencing them in a different direction. Yeah, so he's done a great job hiding himself, and that's what is going wrong with our generation, breaking us even more.
And that to add to that, him being so hidden, he's hidden in so many things, and one of the things is media.
Yes, social media,
TV, all the things that we watch,
PlayStation,
music, games,
yeah, music,
all the
definitely.
things that we watch, that we interact to as part of entertainment. There's so many hidden messages.
So the best way to say it, he's hidden himself in entertainment.
Truly, like come on, man, the guy is literally there but not there.
He's hidden himself.
Because another thing is that
Entertainment.
you've been programmed
Yeah.
for
yeah.
so long that we have, for example, in our generation, we don't have a respect for marriage. Why? Because we grew up watching movies that tell us you can
do it on your own.
you can get someone,
You can
date
have
mate, sleep
multiple
around, you have whatever,
relationships.
blah, blah, blah.
Days of Our Lives used to teach us that every day, bro.
Movies teach us, you can just grab a girl,
Do your
then blah blah
thing,
blah,
do
and
whatever
do
you
what
want.
wanna
You
do,
can marry
whatever.
your sister's husband. You can marry
What?
this.
What?
You can divorce
You
if you
can
like.
divorce, you can-
It's all the influences now that we are getting as a generation,
And we think it's normal,
and it's breaking us.
and it's breaking us because now, like you said, family is the root.
Is the
As long
root
as
of
we
it
have
all.
healthy families, we have a healthy society.
Yeah.
We have healthy churches, we have healthy workplaces,
Yeah.
healthy places,
Yeah.
and healthy schools.
Yeah.
So now that's where everything starts.
And we're able to even raise more disciplined individuals because now there's somebody to rebuke them when they go wrong. The mother, the father is there. They look up to these people. But if you have nobody to look up to, you find your own idols to idolize and people you will follow.
Yeah,
Your
those
role models, your Sasha
IG
Fierce,
models.
your what all these people.
Only fans.
Because these are the only people you expose to. These are the people that accept you, or let me not say accept you, but they make you feel like they accept you, but it's all deception.
Yeah.
It's all leading you in the wrong direction. It's promoting the wrong motives, the wrong attitude, characters,
Yeah,
all
yeah.
the wrong things. And
So you're saying that okay, so to heal this generation, we have to go back to the basics, which is spirituality at the core.
the most is, yes, the first of it all. We have to go back to spirituality. we need to go back to God. We need to find God again. And I know this sounds like maybe I'm starting a church online now, but let me do this. So we need to go back to God. We
Yeah.
really need to find Christ again. And look at all the older folks. We used to think they were wasting their time going to church every day. My grandmother told me this, that every day she used to go for rehearsals, she used to go for what, and I was young. I was like, this is a waste of time. And only I realized later in life that all that was helped her to be able to maintain the lifestyle that
She was
she
living
wanted
it,
and
yeah.
she needed. And for me, I feel like, yes, she might not have done a perfect or the best thing role for the family, but however, she did play her role, and it was good enough to get us to this point.
To
Look
this
at me
point.
now, I'm a Christian. It was introduced by her to me because I saw her do it, and then it stayed with me, even if I didn't follow her ways or go to her church. But eventually in my life, I found God. I followed the church rules.
Yeah, yeah.
And then, so the basic and the first most,
Definitely.
let's all go back to Christ.
Thank God you said your grandmother, because it's now. I wish from his side, from your dad's side, or
For both
both sides.
both sides.
Okay, so that's good, because that's your mother's father or your mother's mother.
Yes.
So you see, that generational
Yeah,
link that
yeah.
we were talking about, because now it's going from you, it's going to trickle down to your son, to your
Yeah.
son, to your grandson.
Goes on like that.
Goes on
even,
like that.
Even to a point where my granny did it, my mother didn't do it for some point for some time, and then she ended up doing it. This is where we are now, the
Yeah.
church we're in
So
now.
what is one of
So
the
she
things I
started
wanted to
going
point
to
out?
church fully and everything. And then for me, it was hard at first because I didn't want to go to church. I didn't want to go sing those boring songs, stay with those boring people. Everything is so organized. And then eventually I found myself in church also. And that's how now I'm teaching my son that. You get? And so everybody is just going to
Yeah,
fall
because
into
now
place.
I remember this according to your story, like it was from a teenager time.
Yeah, yeah.
Now
yeah.
your son, he has to now just grow up in
He's
it.
growing in church already.
So that's what we were talking about now. This is one of the ways. It's spirituality, and once you have caught whatever the thing, obviously in your family, in spiritually going into the physical, you now pour it back into your family.
Yeah.
And then your children, your cousin, whatever, is going to continuously
Like
go.
that, like that.
Because one
go
thing
on.
I know is, as much as we have this broken generation, we really, really want God. It's just that we just want the authenticness of God. We're tired of fake things,
Fake prophets,
or
fake
religious
teachings.
We
fake
just want the real thing.
religion. We
So
really need
if you can
original.
find the thing and you know it, and when you know what you find, when you know when you found it, you found it.
You know.
You know it.
It in you. You
connects.
Yeah. It just makes sense.
Mm.
And this goes back to our first episode topic where we said that you can never outgrow a church.
Yeah.
So you found the right place
You found
when
a
it
home.
clicks with you, but that doesn't mean that won't be challenged. You get my point? So you might be in the right place, and then things might just,
Yeah.
because the devil hides himself in situations.
situations.
People will start complaining about you. People will start raising things about you.
And you
People will start
"I don't
saying
like
this
this place."
about you, and then temptation will come, problems will come. The pastor will say something negative, and then before you know it, nobody wants to go to church anymore. But if you found the right place, the thing clicks in you.
Stay there
Stay,
and grow.
and then every problem you encounter, sort that problem out.
yeah.
Fix the problem.
Yeah.
And then number two, also I would like to believe is that we need to go back to helping or learning about families.
True.
We need to go back to learn.
Your DNA, you need to understand what's been fighting
Yes.
your DNA, what's wrong, what's
Yes.
good, what's bad. What did our fathers do? What were they good
Try
in?
find out.
What were they bad in?
Try find out. Dig
Because
into it.
I believe what you want to say, because if you know that, it will help you
to know what you're
inform you.
fighting. Yes,
Yeah.
you know what you're fighting. Because my battle and your battles are not the same.
Yeah.
What my fathers did is not what your fathers did. And what your father sacrificed is not what my father sacrificed. So that also helps me to understand how deep I need to go into God, or how much fight,
Which direction, what principles to apply, what things to avoid,
all those things. Because now, if you don't know anything, you're just shooting in the
dark.
dark,
Yeah.
and you might not hit anything. You might not
True,
overcome anything. You might not be. You find that's where you find a Christian will give his life to Christ, have children. Children will still make the grandfather's
Mistake.
mistakes.
Because nobody's learning anything
Yeah, because
or
nobody
taking
knows what
anything
happened in
and
the past
resolving
and
it.
then solving that problem.
Yeah.
Just like David and
Solomon
Solomon.
example. you gave.
David had many wives, and Solomon had 1,000 wives.
Wives, like he took it the limit. That means if Solomon, his sons were, they would continually.
Definitely, they continued that process. You know, but if David had advised Solomon and said, Solomon, don't marry many wives, that's a
Mm.
mistake. Maybe Solomon would
Would
have
have
not
that
married those wives.
yeah.
You get that? So we
Yeah.
need to go back and learn about our
So yeah,
families.
that's
and-
those are the main three things I think we can give you.
Mm,
Learning information from your DNA, your family, going back to Christ,
yes,
and being grounded in a church because it helps you grow the muscle to fight.
yes, yes,
Uh,
yes. It might look like it's a waste of my time. You're spending 5 hours. We spend the whole day on Sunday. you know, but when time goes, you start to realize, where did I get the strength to fight this? How did I get the mind or the ability to be able to conquer this?
Yeah.
You know, because if you look at our lives and our lifestyle, it's not the same like everyone else.
Yeah.
With the things we overcome
It's
is
not
not
the
the
same
same as,
as-
you know,
yeah.
because
Because the battles are
we being exposed constantly to people that overcome the church, the Bible, you know, we getting exposed to people that speak positively constantly. So it's also important that be grounded in the church.
and it's
Be
also an
grounded
advantage
in the
also
church.
when you are very young also because when you catch it young you
Yeah.
do it good for
Yeah.
yourself and
It's
for the
for your own
generation next.
benefit.
Yeah.
For your
So
own
yeah, I guess
benefit.
this is how I mean, like we've given you so much nuggets, so much
Yes,
information,
said
guys.
so many things.
So hit us
And
on the
left out
comment
so many
section.
things. Please.
Yeah, we did.
Please do leave it on comment section. Any
More
topics you
questions,
have for us, questions,
More ideas that you want, anything that you guys would want to add us that could add us value, just lay it up in the comment section.
Yeah.
Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. Share the clips. Share the link. You know, it's their podcast that it's on and it's going on. It's Jorim, aka Zim Dream Kid,
Pastor Wandile here.
and we're signing up.
See you, fellas.
Trust in your plans, trust in your process, trust in your plans, trust